What up, YouTube? It's two fat guys pull us here, and we got some tasty bits. Got some tasty news bits.
Ooh.
Some
Are they tasty though?
let's break in. Let's get into it. Maybe our opinions will evolve as we discuss, because we have not talked about what's going on right now together. We've read what's happened, but we haven't really discussed amongst ourselves what is going on. But we'll get straight to it. Donny Cates and Ryan Ottley seek to out the final answer of the Hulk's uncontrollable rage in a new series. The next era of Hulk arrives this November. So, cat's out of the bag. Donny Cates, his next book will be Hulk.
Al Ewing's groundbreaking Immortal Hulk saga will reach its climactic conclusion later this year, but the strongest there is won't stay down for long.
So we've got the cover of Donny Cates and Ottley's new #1 Hulk. So we have lost the Immortal Hulk. I would assume we're going to get, obviously, a conclusion to the Immortal part from Ewing's run, which I thought ended in November, but I think it ends in October.
October, yeah.
So it's, we don't miss a Hulk issue, I guess. But as I've read the rest of the article, it's basically, it's sounding like Cates has, or how he's writing it is Banner figures out a way to suppress the Hulk, and outside of that suppression, we get something maybe worse. I don't know.
That second part says, this November, the Hulk will return in an all-new ongoing series by acclaimed writer Donny Cates, known for his revolutionary work on Venom, Thor, and superstar artist Ryan Ottley of Amazing Spider-Man and Invincible. This unstoppable team of some of the industry's greatest talent will helm a bold new era of Hulk that begins when Bruce Banner discovers a radical way to control the monster within. Could this mark the final end of the Green Goliath?
No.
Or will the no. Or will the extreme solution create something new with massive consequences?
So I talked to Ron over at the shop about this, and he's like, well, with Donny Cates doing a really good job with daddy issues, and we've kind of already had that, or at least the door has been opened, and that is a pun intended for Bruce Banner and dealing with daddy issues. I mean, I'll be honest, I am not excited about this, and I hate that because I really like Donny Cates' work. I enjoy everything that he's written, and so, my first initial reaction is like, oh, it's the Hulk, and I think we both kind of called this. I think we talked about what if he's doing the Hulk, and we were both like, man, I hope it's not the Hulk. I hope it's the Avengers. But that being said, obviously we're both gonna give it a try. It's Donny Cates. And I'm sure.
Did you just put words in my mouth?
Well, okay. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna read it?
I am not 100% right now. I am not 100% right now.
Well,
there's a reason why I'm not picking up Immortal Hulk. I don't care about the Hulk.
Okay. Well, here's some good news. We get a snippet of it in Free Comic Book Day, so you'll get. Well, don't roll your eyes. You'll get to try it. You'll get to try the flavor a little bit, see if you're intrigued. I will say this. We came into comics, and I remember we started off with Thor and X-Men, right? And yeah. Donny Cates is writing Thor. And personally, I was not 100% on Thor either. And I absolutely loved it when I first read it. Same thing with Venom. When we started getting into reading Donny Cates' books, I was like, nah, I'm not going to pick up Venom. I'm not into Venom. And then everybody was like, holy shit, you need to be reading Donny Cates' Venom. So I will give, Death of Inhumans, great. Cosmic Ghost Rider, great. The Thanos book, great. Thor has been amazing. Venom was
almost like he should be writing cosmic books.
I agree.
Down to earth, Bruce Banner. Bleh.
Well, he's technically kind of writing a cosmic book in the sense that Thor has been doing cosmic shit. I get it. I know you're a snooty cosmic guy. I get it.
Don't you dare try to say that Hulk is cosmic.
I'm not saying he is, but who knows what he's gonna do? Like that's the one thing you can say about Donny.
Okay,
Outside
if
of
he takes
conclusions,
Hulk cosmic, I'm not interested.
if he doesn't, or if he does.
If he does, I'm not. I just don't like. I don't want that. I don't want to see the Hulk. I'm not interested. I don't want him like palling around in space with all my awesome space guys.
All right, well, I'm going to call it right now. I'm going to end up picking the book up. You're not going to. And then 3 issues in, I'm going to go, Nathan, you should have picked up Hulk #1.
Well, I'll pick up stupid #1 because I'm not a dummy. And if I can make money on Donny Cates, I freaking will. But
right,
no,
I'm going to give my guy the break. I will say though, I'll be absolutely honest. I am not jumping out of my seat right now going like, holy shit, Donny Cates is doing the Hulk. Like we sat at work the other day up on the deck just saying like, dude, what if he's doing the Avengers, or what if he's doing the Defenders? And then the Defenders thing came out and it's Al Ewing. And like, oh, we're totally stoked about that, but damn, we wish it had been Donny Cates. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Bummed. Very bummed.
I get that. I totally understand that. I don't fault you for that at all. Alongside the Hulk announcement, we also got another book. So it appears that Al Ewing and Donny Cates are trading they're trading spots. Essentially, they're switching characters. So not only is Al Ewing taking on Venom, but also Ram V is taking hold of Venom. So we're getting like a dual writer on this book, I guess. And then the artist is going to be Brian Hitch. I don't believe I know his artwork. I could be wrong.
I'm not familiar with his work.
Anyway, they're taking over Venom in November. I think we finally get issue 35 of Donny Cates' Venom conclusion this month, the month of June, hopefully, if it doesn't get pushed back again. But if you read this article and you look at the artwork, it looks like we're going to space.
Yeah. I don't.
You're not excited.
No, I mean, literally not at all.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times we've said that we hate being Debbie Downers and negative Nancy's, whatever.
Well, it's not fun.
It's not fun. It's not fun at all. And who knows? Maybe this will just save me some money. But like 2 of my favorite writers right now dealing with things that I just don't care about, and it's frustrating a little bit. Like, I'm not personally offended or anything, but I'm just I'm a little disappointed that of all the great things that I think these guys could be working on right now, these were the last 2 things on my list.
Well, yeah, and I see that, but also like if you read some of the snippets about like what Ram says in his little blurb. He's talking about, we're going in a direction that, we haven't gone before. We're exploring different spaces. But also, I think the tease that Marvel kind of puts out there is like the idea of these 2 being the masters of horror. I kind of read that and I was like, well, I didn't even really think of that. And I don't think I've ever read any Ram V stuff that's been super like grotesque or horror centric outside of maybe Swamp Thing. Like,
yeah, it does have those elements,
right? I mean, they're not as intense, but they can be. That first villain that was in the first part of the arc, we were like, ooh, that's kind of gross. But I was thinking about this when you sent me the article. Like, as of right now, there's only been one miss for me when it comes to Ewing writing a book, and that was for me personally, the first arc and a half or whatever you want to call it, first 12 issues of Guardians. I just felt like we were kind of, in me personally, all over the place. And then now, we're in this new arc and it feels very like we have a set direction and we're not dealing with Greek gods.
Yeah.
And like Sword he's killing it. And then like we said, I feel like Ewing has a lot of books coming out in August and beyond. Like we've got Defenders, we have Sword, we've got Venom. What else is he writing? He's writing something else. Like
we only find them when they're dead.
Only when they find them when they're dead. He's obviously finishing Hulk, but now he's jumping onto Venom.
Yeah, Defenders is also just a 5-issue mini.
Gotcha. But that being said, I feel like Ewing is really, he's your boy cosmically. So
Yeah, and yet, even if we're doing something cosmically, we're doing it with a guy that I'm not at all interested in being in
so
that space.
so does Ewing and Ram? I'm sorry, I keep on saying Ram. I think it's Ram, if I'm
I
not
think that's
mistaken. Um, with them being on the book, does that not intrigue you at all?
it does, but like, doesn't intrigue me enough. Mm,
Well, you got to read number 1 and find out.
I mean, what it yeah, I don't. I again, just of all the books that we could be
Let's.
doing right now, like,
I agree. I understand,
you
but
know,
I think.
we've got a Beta Ray Bill book that's just ending with
Mhm.
with a series that we could be doing. No one's touching Silver Surfer right now. Someone needs to get Dan Slott the hell off of Fantastic Four. Like, uh, there's just so many. To me, I think this is a bigger sign that Marvel is putting its two big boys, keeping them behind Hulk and Venom, that they are really latching on to Hulk and Venom are going to be our big books still.
Well, do you think they're worried that when Donny and Ewing jump off these books, that they're just going to lose popularity immediately? I mean, I think that's a fair assessment. I think when Donny leaves Venom, it's kind of like, I mean, I've thought about it like, well, who's going to write Venom, and am I going to pick it up? I don't know.
Yeah,
And putting Ewing on the book, I'm like, no, I'll read it. I'll at least give it the first arc.
I mean, it makes sense because I don't know that there's any writer that you could have put on a Venom book that would have made me even think about buying it
Mm-hmm.
after Donny Cates left. And even then, I was really only getting the Donny Cates issues to fill in with King and Black.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Al Ewing was probably one of the only one. Maybe if you'd thrown Philip Kennedy Johnson on there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Which technically,
well, they're yeah, you're right. Technically, I mean, he's doing they're not Venom issues. They're
right,
Carnage and the
it's
fucking
symbiotic. Yeah.
D-list symbiotes. But um, yeah, I mean, I don't know that there is another writer. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe they were like, shit, the Venom and Hulk books are gonna tank if we don't put our biggest names on there. To me,
Mm-hmm.
that just seems like a waste of their talent, though. I don't know. I just
It also might be.
if and Hulk and Venom aren't going to be massive parts of the MCU, and I know there are some fanboys just squealing in their chairs right now about how the comics in the MCU aren't the same, but since the MCU is released, way before we even got into comics,
Mm-hmm.
MCU and comics they influence each other.
Right.
Other that we would not be having Kelly Thompson's Black Widow book right now, which is great. Everyone says it's amazing. Like, it's been getting great reviews. It's
Mm-hmm.
been doing well in sales. But she would not be writing that book right now if it wasn't for that damn movie. And
Yeah.
what is confusing to me is that Hulk and Venom continue to be having these big names on these books, and Hulk, maybe they're gonna try to get him a little bit more involved in MCU, but Venom is still tied up in the Sony hogwash.
Well, so
So
you're right. He's tied up with Sony, but outside of, and I'll say this, and I am faulted for this. I don't like the Venom movie, the movie that came out. Right, I'm not a fan of it. I think it was
mhm.
poorly executed. That being said, internationally, Venom has a huge following. He has a huge following in the comics internationally as well too. I mean, like
Yeah.
when they released the first trailer for Venom, it was in Brazil. It wasn't even in the US. And people lost their fucking minds. Like, "Oh my god, we are Venom." Right? And so
Yeah.
I think we can't predict the future, and we're kind of going into like movie speculation too, but I think there will be a day when Venom and Spider-Man and all of them will end up becoming properties of Disney once again. I think we're going to see a giant check being written that, or Disney ends up buying Sony, which, hey man, they have a relationship. Like they've worked on games together. Like it's there. But that being said, I just think it seems pretty cut and dry. Like they don't want to lose the popularity amongst U.S. based comic book readers, and they're like, because I've had that thought, like, am I gonna read Venom after Donny Cates is off? I feel like there needs to be a real decent writer on there for me to do it, because if they were like Nick Spencer's writing Venom, I'm like, bye, I'm out later, dudes. Like, and I feel the same way with Hulk, and like, the initial just the initial news about it, I was like, I don't know. But the more and more I think about it, and I think about like his Thanos writing, and Hulk is in that book. You know what I mean? Like, he's been captured by Thanos. I know Donnie's has been really good at interconnecting everything, because we're still pushing towards what's going on in Thor too. Like, we can't forget about that with
You're
Thanos.
making me more and more of like upset.
I understand that. I know, but you're not a big.
If this massive, awesome, big event that Donny Cates is supposedly working on with Thanos and Thor, and then fucking Hulk shows up.
No. Hold on. Whoa. Stop. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
But it makes sense. He's writing the same books. They're
well, yeah. You got to find out how Thanos ended up capturing him, and Thanos wins. Like in Thanos, I know you don't care. I do.
But I'm explaining to you why you're making me upset.
I'm not making you upset. I'm just telling you I see the dots and where they're going to be connected. Don't be mad at me. If you're going to be mad at Donnie.
Listen,
but you don't want to be mad at Donnie.
Saying about how he can write 1 million books at once. So he needs to pick up a Silver Surfer ongoing right now. That's how he can make it up to me.
Get on our Twitter and
after this, I'm going to tweet him out.
Tweet him out right now and be like, "Hey, what about Silver Surfer? Can you do an ongoing as well?"
And have we still not addressed why he wasn't black for 2 panels in King?
Oh my God, you said you were going to say that on Twitter too. Why haven't you done it yet?
I just now got into our Twitter yesterday.
So take all this pent up rage that I have just built in you.
Donnie's on vacation right now too, so he's not going to be checking his Twitter.
Don't do that to our guy, because we're talking about going to see him in Houston in a few weeks. So don't piss him off.
Wait, what?
Remember?
No, I forgot.
He's going to be in Houston. Remember we talked about going down to Houston in July?
Yeah, you're going to have to run those dates by me again. I forgot.
We'll talk about it after the show. But anyway, that's the big news. Donnie's jumping over to Hulk. Ewing and Ram V are jumping over to Venom. Again, we're going to get a little bit of a snippet in it in Free Comic Book Day here coming up in August. So we finally know what book he's writing. And, I think you're right. I don't think this is the only thing Donny Cates is writing. Like, we know that there's more independent stuff coming, and I think there'll be more Marvel stuff coming too. I don't think he's just going to be on... I could have
swore him and Stegman were working on something.
I'm sure there's something coming, dude. I'm telling you. Like, I feel like there's something else. I feel like there's a Spider-Man something coming. I'm just saying. Like, you heard it here first. June 2nd.
Yeah. We've been saying it forever.
Anyway, that's the news, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, give us a like, and as always, there's that like. There it is. There we go. Make sure to you gotta get used to your perspective. Yeah, as we always say, read more comics. Later, guys.
Bye bye.